tremendous effort, I think, from all our staff, teaching staff and those who support the teaching staff, to put our entire programs into a completely different way for students of learning. That's in particular really been challenging for courses which are in the majority applied learning, but they're still onto it. So we've got small groups of staff working together to develop new resources and new facilitation models, new small group sessions that they'll be running to bring a few small numbers of students in at a time, and to completely transform what is the next 3 or 4 months of learning. So our model has been for some time that we have what we called a lead education manager who's responsible for a qualification or a course. And that lead education manager is now working with teams of teachers who are all delivering in that industry area. And those teams of teachers are rethinking how they deliver. And what it might mean in a team is where you might have had your group of students that you delivered to, and you did everything for that group of students, from preparing for the lesson to marking the assessments or supervising the applied learning examples of what they were doing in the workshops or whatever. Now the teachers have to rethink, and they have to think about the different skills that sit in that team. And some of those people may end up doing different things to one another. On top of that, we're preparing for our teachers to have to work from home. And in Tasmania, and I'm sure that applies in other places, but it certainly applies in Tasmania, some of our areas are going to have better access to being able to deliver via the internet than perhaps other parts of the state. So the teachers are working through, well, what does that mean for us as a team? And for example, this morning I was talking to some of the nursing teachers in the north, and one of those nursing teachers does not have good internet access where she lives. And so if it comes to the point that everybody is absolutely working from home, she'll probably be the one who picks up the marking, whereas others will pick up the learning online. So they're doing different things. They're working in different ways than they would have done necessarily in the past. We've been the applied learning sector for forever, and I think we forget that that is actually the value proposition of what we bring right across education and training. And you can't expect everything to be done in an online context, even though I've been an advocate of the online world for 2 decades. What we actually have to recognise is that in this moment of change, how some of the prescriptive nature of some of those assessments have been defined in the training packages has to be reviewed. And we have to be able to look at the right mix of theory with applied learning. We have to be able to look at how many times something may need to be demonstrated, in what context and under what conditions. There needs to be some changes. We still need to deliver the integrity and the validity of that training standard that has been there, the standards for industry, but there does need to be a lot more loosening up. As training packages over their lifetime have been developed, they've become more and more prescriptive as to how something needs to happen. And this is the moment in time when that now needs to have quite a jolt and a shift, so that the students are truly demonstrating the outcome that's required, but the judgment of the teacher, who's a professional from industry and a professional educator, is enabled to have a much stronger voice in enabling our students to get where they need to get, and our employers to get the workforce that they need to have.